Well, I've been doing a bit of poking around off camera, and yeah, I've come to the conclusion that this thing's just full of shitty old baked, worn out, high leaky caps, resistors, and other components. Um, yeah, so basically, come up and look at the circuit here. I thought, well, okay, it's got virtually no picture. So I measured all the voltages around the 6 kV8, and they're all actually slightly low. The 150 volt rail is getting pulled down to is down to about 135. That's coming from down here. That resistor there is getting stinking hot. Could even be that cap. I'd say more than likely it's probably just got a bit of high ESR and a bit of leakage. But yeah, all the voltages are all low. So yeah, I think probably at this point in time, might just actually take the bottom chassis out and just start replacing a lot of these old components down here, because I don't really think that's helping the cause. Yeah, I mean, the likes of that frickin' wax piece of crap down there, and these are all, actually funny. I actually measured these. Measured that 1 meg, it's okay. That 390k is all right. That 470k is okay. Even that 820k is all right. But because I've got literally hundreds and hundreds of resistors in stock that I'm never going to use in my lifetime, I might as well replace them anyway, just because I can. I'm getting about 14 kV of EHT to the tube, and I think it calls for 16. Here's a 16 kV. So yeah, that's because I'm thinking, hang on, is this tube really crooked? But no, because when you turn the set off, it goes, when you turn the set off and the picture collapses, you can actually, it appears to be quite a bit of definition there. I mean, well, the tube checked out, the tube definitely tested out okay, and the more I run it, the darker the image gets. Even with the new 6 kV8 that I put in there, which is actually a actually this is actually something for any of you overseas viewers in the US especially. Hang on, trying to do this with one hand here. Sorry about the wobbling. Me and my video skills are absolute crap. Even though it says on there mini watt, which is Philips mini watt, it says on there 6 kV8 made in the USA, and that, to me, that looks like an RCA tube. I'm at a guess, because I've seen that writing on RCA tubes in the past. I've got heaps of these, heaps of new old stock ones. So I went to my pile and just pulled one out of the box and chucked it in. Admittedly, the picture is slightly brighter with this one in there. The original looks pretty. Where's the original? The original one looks pretty bakerified, crustified, whatever you want to call it. So it's an AWA, one AWV, made in Super Radio Trouble, made in Australia. So yeah, I mean, I'll probably, if I end up restoring the thing, I'll probably end up putting a selection of new old stock tubes or good tubes in it anyway. So yeah, but yeah, let's see if we can get it in with one hand. Yeah, and also, yeah, as I was poking around too, I think the set's actually had a hell of a use, because this wire here, this is the one that feeds that's the B plus, the output transformer. That wire is completely crustified and baked, and all the insulation's breaking off. So there's basically B plus sitting on there, and it's a micron away from the braided ground. This goes to the brightness control. So yeah, I think we'll be making sure that doesn't touch anything. Mind you, if it does, it'll probably just, mind you, if it does, it'll just be a spark, and then it'll vaporize the bit of wire. But yeah, so probably explains why the sound was cutting in and out as well. Yeah, if they had thought to make this a little bit longer, I could have swung the board out. In fact, what I might do, I actually might put a wee extension on that when I come to service it, because I mean, you just can't quite, when you're trying to get in here with your friggin' head, and your head keeps bumping on this. It's a pain in the backside. Yeah, so I'll kick it in the guts, and I'll show you what I mean by the fact that the voltages are all, especially that 150 volt. The 150 volt rail is definitely low. It's down to about 135. It's 25 volts lower than it should be. I changed the ECL85 as well because the pitches, we've got no vertical sync, so the sync's not working either. I mean, look at this. Baked. What was it Shanghai says? Baked to perfection. Baked for your enjoyment. Where is it? Probably a point. Probably that could be the cathode. That could be. No. Wonder what cat that is. Don't quite know actually what cat. Hang on, we can actually look on. We've got the board layout here. Where are we? Where's our vertical output tube? There it is. It's probably C314, I'm guessing, at a guess. Now the C314 is on here. Revised horizontal hold control. C314, where are we? Oh, it's a there it is. It's a 0.18 off the 0.18 resistor to ground off the 6 different. I think it could even be that there that's bloody causing issues. That kind of affects everything. If that's open, could kind of upset things. But I mean, it's not going to be the reason why we've got, you know, such a dim picture. Oh, we'll turn it on. Try not to electrocute ourselves anywhere. So this is the 150 volt line here. Hang on, try not to blow us. This is the 150 volt line. And it's, you know, it's dropping right down. I think it drops down to about 135 from memory. And we're still getting, actually it's probably slightly bright. It is definitely brighter this time. Hang on, I'll just extinguish half of these bloody lights up here. It is definitely a lot brighter than what it was with the new 6kV8 in there. But yeah, it's not happy. It's not happy at all. But you know, it again. It actually looks. I don't know. Maybe this tube is a bit stuffed. I don't know. I could be wrong, but it's actually got definition. There, it's got definition there, but yeah, it's just hard to know really. That's horizontal hold. But you know, when you turn it off, it's really bright. Yeah, I don't know. And see what I mean? I've turned it back on, and now it's all bloody. Seems to be the longer you leave it on, the worse it gets. Because I had it on before, and it was like, I couldn't even see anything. You know, when you kind of, yeah. So I don't know. I think probably the first thing to do would be to get that 150 volt rail back up. It'll be a cap. It'll be one of those epoxy bloody capacitors, probably pulling the supply line down or something like that, something manky like that. I mean, what's it down to now? Oh, for goodness sakes. Yeah, I mean, it's a good 15, 20 volts. It's good, whatever it is. Yeah, it's a good 15, 20 volts lower than what it should be. And yet you're watching it slowly dropping. Yeah, it's slowly dropping as it warms. I actually thought it might have been this. Thought it might have been that there's a 2 mite coupling kept to ground. I thought it sort of, which is that one there. That kept the ground of that grid basically. Yeah, I thought it might have been that. But no, I lifted it off and made no difference. Yeah, so something I just got a little tingle off it. Oh, wrong one. Yeah, there we go. It's just ever so slowly dropping. And I suppose that picture is. Yeah, it's a little bit darker than what it was, and it'll eventually just get dimmer and a little bit darker than what it was. So, so if we get our EHT probe, which actually slightly underreads anyway, shove it under there. What are we getting? I can't see because the stupid lamp is blotting it out. Try that again. There, it's 14 kV, and this underreads, so it's probably about 15, 16 kV. So there's definitely no problem with the EHT. That's the flyback horizontal section is working just fine. Yeah, so yeah, something down there. It's not happy. Looking to see if no, it's not dropping anymore. Let's see if our B plus has dropped again. She's kind of. Oh, mind you, I've altered things, so it's probably altered a wee bit. Yeah. I mean, that's meant to be 100. I mean, that's meant to be 112. So hang on, turn the contrast down. Contrast down, I think, is it? Yeah, so that's doing sweet 10/8 of bugger all. Yeah, so that's doing nothing. So it's basically 10 volts lower than what it should be. There we go. The picture's now. Yeah, picture's now. All the controls are now cranked up, and the picture's pretty much just not there anymore. So yeah, my conclusion is it's associated componentry with the brightness and contrast and video stages. Yeah. The fact the 150 volt line is low. So yeah, the fact that that's for 15 volts lower than what it should be indicates. And again, I'm just repeating myself because that's what we do. Because we're all slightly insane. Yeah, something down there. So okay, so my next plan of attack is to get that up and out. Check all those manky caps, replace those crap capacitors, not capacitors, crap capacitors, and see if I can get that 150 volt line restored. Yeah, check a bunch of resistors on here as well, and go from there. So that's where we're at with this. I'm not quite sure when I'll get around to doing this work, but could be over the weekend, it could be tomorrow night, which I doubt. It could be in the next couple of weeks. We'll just see how my mood takes me in regards to whether I come out and do a bit more on this. So yeah, so this is now part 4 of this restoration video. So hope I'm not boring you guys too much. I'm probably boring myself anyway by talking too much. So I'll get out of here, and yeah, stay tuned for more. See you later. Bye for now.